Guru, who I really don't know who that is, but the way that Air said it to me today, it means that this person's somebody, because she goes, did you see what MMA Guru said? And I'm like, well, I have no idea who MMA Guru is, but okay. She said, MMA Guru said, not trusting CHAEL or DC. He called both of us out and he said, I'm not trusting USA Wrestling credentials anymore. I've been gaslit for years by the likes of Daniel Cormier and CHAEL Sonnen about these monsters that wrestle. To MMA Guru, what do you have to say?
Well, Daniel, to a degree, I've been surprised myself. I mean, in all fairness, back from 1993 on, there's been major dominance in wrestling. Mark Kerr with a purple belt went into Abu Dhabi and ran through that division so easily, they banned Mark Kerr and banned other of our top guys from entering. We went without representation at Abu Dhabi for over 10 years, and they even changed the process to qualifiers and other things just to exclude a wrestler from walking in with no experience and dominating the field. In the UFC, right now, we do not have an NCAA wrestler in the heavyweight class. I did not just say an Olympian. I did not say a world medalist. I did not say an All-American. We do not have a heavyweight. When Stipe retired, that was the last of the heavyweights. Prior to that, there was a guy named Daniel Cormier. We do not have a single NCAA wrestler, not just in the top 10 or top 15. We do not have one under contract with the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So where have our wrestlers gone? David Taylor, there was some rumors that he was going to be coming out. David Taylor might be joining us for a couple of days on Tough, Daniel. But David Taylor took the job at Oklahoma State. Kyle Dake would be a great one to transfer over. Chance Marsteller, Jordan Burroughs. But the truth is, whether they be great or not, they're not doing it. Anthony Kazar, who beat Gable Steveson, had 2 matches and he retired. So for MMA Guru to call that out, I will tell you, it has been slow for me to learn this, but the fact that a wrestler used to come and do it, we just don't live in that game anymore. It is such a complete style now. It is not something where you can get through college and then start picking up some boxing lessons on the side and you're good enough for the octagon. That was true at one point. But if Guru is just arguing that these hard, gritty, tough wrestlers isn't enough, he wins this argument. I thought it was, but he does win this argument. Wrestling is not enough, not by itself.
He's wrong, CHAEL. He's wrong.
Go on.
Just because the best guys aren't coming anymore doesn't mean that wrestling doesn't work. Hell, we're still living in a world right now, CHAEL. We're living in a world right now where John Jones's background, wrestling. Sure, he was a junior college national champion, but he's a wrestler. At 155, Islam Makhachev's background is combat sambo. And what else? Wrestling. Ilya Taporia, he's a wrestler. These guys are wrestlers. I mean, Merab Dvalishvili, what does Merab do? Wrestling. I've listed you 4 of the 7 champions now that their entire background. Hell, Bilal Muhammad, wrestler.
But Daniel, stay on this. Tell me why Tatiana Suarez, who has a world medal, the highest ranking wrestler, couldn't take down a girl that's never had a wrestling match. Whaley's never even had a match.
So the Hickman brothers out in Muay Thai Bangtao, those guys are really good coaches. And they taught Whaley how to wrestle offensively. That's the key, CHAEL. I had a crazy argument with Michael Bisping about this the other day. I go, I believe that if you want to wrestle effectively in the octagon, and I did this at AK, you got to learn to actually wrestle. CHAEL, you know what I would do with those guys when I was coaching the wrestling there? We would do top and bottom. I'd have Khabib riding. Like, I'd make Khabib get on top of somebody in the referee's position. Because if you can learn to wrestle and you can learn to ride and you can learn to take down people offensively, you learn to take them down defensively, you learn all those little details in the middle that you don't get when you go, I'm starting MMA, I want to make sure I know how to defend takedowns. It doesn't work like that. You got to know how to do it all. Zhang Weili does. Zhang Weili's learning wrestling, not just mixed martial arts wrestling. So, yes, it does feel like it's not as deep with wrestlers because at a time, 205 had myself, Phil Davis, Ryan Bader, Rashad Evans, John Jones, Glover Teixeira. We had like so many wrestlers, you and Mark Munoz, Weidman, just so many wrestlers around the top at those heavier weight classes that now that there aren't as many, it seems like the guys aren't there. They're just not at the heavier weights anymore because those guys are making more money in wrestling, so they're sticking around a little longer. Some are playing football like Stephen Neal did. So there are just like these great wrestlers that aren't coming to fighting as frequently as they used to. But I think MMA Guru's wrong. Sure, Tatiana struggled. But again, there was some simple things that she could have done to change what was happening. She kept shooting double legs. You cannot shoot double legs anymore. You got to shoot double legs to switch off to a single leg if you want to take people down. Joe, everybody knows how to defend a double now. It's what you learn the first day you walk into an MMA gym. You got to mix things up, and she didn't really mix things up, and that's why Wei Li found so much success defending those takedowns. All right, wrestling. I don't want to get too much into this because now, if this guy comes over, Chael, we